Hello, and welcome back to Traumatic Tomes. This is going to be a short little video where I talk about my February TBR, or in essence, all the possible reads that I have for February, because I might not get to all of these. But I know in the past I've not enjoyed thinking about or making TBR videos because I was more focused on what did I read previously and talking about that. And for whatever reason, I've decided to be more mysterious about what I've read recently. I'm working on some various projects and reading and writing. I've been more interested in TBR videos recently, especially watching other people. Just seeing what other YouTubers are interested in reading and how far they're going to go in said interests. So I want to start out with, let's see, two books. No, I'm going to start out with the first book, which is the inaugural book of the Traumatic Book Club, All Quiet on the Western Front by Eric Maria Remarque. A couple videos back called Announcing the Traumatic Book Club, I announced we're going to read this book for the month of February. If you want to join in, all you have to do is read All Quiet on the Western Front in February, and then I'm going to post a video on it, and you can either chat about it in the comments of the video or my email's in the description if you want to chat about the book or anything at any time. So that will be read in February. So barring that initial announcement, I have to cover two ongoing reads that I either just started or I didn't finish in January. And those two would be Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. I am about halfway through, a little over halfway, and I am enjoying it, but I'm not liking it as much as Wuthering Heights. There's something missing that I really enjoyed in Wuthering Heights, and I'm not sure what that is yet, but I'm still enjoying this novel. It's just slow going for me, and I keep pivoting to other types of literature and ignoring this book. So, yeah, that's my experience so far, but I'm not disliking it by any means, and Charlotte Bronte seems like a pretty good writer as well. I don't have any examples right now because I'm ongoing, but Jane Eyre. Hoping to finish that this week. I'm also ongoing with Michael Dirda's readings. This is Essays and Literary Entertainments. It's a collection of essays from Michael Dirda's tenure as a critic for Washington Post Book World. These essays are between 1993 and 1999, and they're not necessarily book reviews. And Dirda is more famous for book reviews, but he also has done various literary essay columns that are bookish in nature, but not standard book reviews of newly published books. So I've been reading a ton of Michael Dirda recently, and this is the next one on the docket. It's similar to Browsing's, his 2015 publication of essays, and I've enjoyed everything that he's written. There's some odd idiosyncrasies that he has that I'm not really a fan of, but his bookish enthusiasm and wealth of literary knowledge is great to read as a prospective critic myself. Not that I don't have any experience, but I have aspirations, so it's nice to read from an expert in the field. I started that yesterday in February, so should be done with that soon. Going along with that, continuing with the whole Michael Dirda corpus, I got Classics for Pleasure by Michael Dirda. This is, I'm not sure what year it was published, but it collects 90 or so introductory essays into classic authors or classic works. And these aren't necessarily like the top 90 or 100 of like the Western canon, but they are canonical in nature, just maybe a step below. He says he chose these because many of the huge ones have already been covered by tons and tons of critics and authors and such. So, Classics for Pleasure will probably be read in February because I'm really on a literary essay kick. Continuing with canonical literature, got Emily Wilson's The Odyssey translation by Homer. I've been meaning to read this for so long, and I haven't really gotten along with any of the Homer translators that I've read in the past. So I'm hoping that Emily Wilson can kickstart my Homeric journey, and from there I can go and read some of the older and more famous translations, or more famous of old translations. But yeah, and there's the movie coming out by Christopher Nolan, so I want to read this before that comes out. But yeah, I'm trying to make my way through the canonical literature that I haven't addressed yet. So, the Odyssey. I don't know when the Iliad will happen, but it will happen after the Odyssey. This is 2-volume work. You've seen it before, but it's The Complete Sherlock Holmes by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. This is the 2-volume Doubleday hardcover. In 2 handsome volumes. Unfortunately, there's no illustrations in this. It has the fairly standard preface by Christopher Morley that I've seen on other editions. But no, I am not going to read these 2 books in February. I've already read 6 of the 9 Conan Doyle Sherlock Holmes works. So I would like to finish off the last 3 in February. We have The Valley of Fear, His Last Bow, and The Casebook of Sherlock Holmes. And as far as I have researched, it seems that instead of reading The Casebook of Sherlock Holmes last, I should finish with His Last Bow as the 9th work that I read. If you're a Sherlockian, please let me know of the best order for those 3. But I was thinking Valley of Fear, Casebook, His Last Bow. But I've really enjoyed my time reading the first 6 books this past year, and it's been awesome. So I'm really excited to finish. I also really want to get the Leslie Klingler annotated Sherlock Holmes, or just any edition with the illustrations by Sidney Paget, or Frederick Dorr Steele. Just any illustrations, just to spice it up, because these are blank. But yeah, final 3 Sherlock Holmes novels, hopefully. Fingers crossed. And the final book. This is for Historathon, quarter 1 of Historathon. Historathon is a yearly booktube event where you focus on reading historical nonfiction, and it's split up into 4 quarters. Quarter 1, which is January, February, March, you're encouraged to read history books from the dawn of time to 500 AD/CE. And I've read a couple of ancient Greek, ancient Roman history books in January, and I am continuing that with the landmark Herodotus, or Herodotus's Histories, edited by Robert B. Strassler, and this is a new translation by Andrea L. Purvis. So, you've seen this if you've watched my Historathon TBR video, but the landmark edition is heavily annotated with maps, footnotes, margin notes, and anything that could help a reader in this huge work of history. And I believe it helps you to understand what Herodotus is talking about during the histories and to enlighten the reader about when Herodotus might be embellishing or when the truth is suspect, because Herodotus is sometimes was known as the father of histories, also sometimes I believe known as the father of lies, if that's not the devil. But yeah, this is a huge work. It's, including the index, 950-ish pages. So I'm planning to start this after I finish the Odyssey, hoping to get to all of it by the end of February. But we shall see. It's an ambitious reading month. I'm sure I will read things that I haven't covered here because I still am prey to the whims and fancies of mood occasionally, even with my more dedicated study these past few months. Sometimes you just gotta read where your fancy strikes, to either as a palate cleanser or to keep the joy of reading alive, because you don't want to be reading something that is boring you or killing your drive to read if you don't have to. I know that's why a lot of high school and college kids do not read any books, because enforced reading and improper teaching techniques and standardized testing results have destroyed their drive for intellectual pursuit. But yeah, I'm trying to stick to this February month plan with all those books that you saw in the thumbnail that I just held up. So yeah, let me know if you have read any of these books. Let me know on that Sherlock Holmes order. And yeah, what are you reading in February? If I haven't watched your TBR video, if you have one, let me know. I always like to talk books. Email me about anything. Have my email in the description. And if you want to follow my reviews on Goodreads, it's also linked in the description. I haven't been writing that many long-form reviews recently. Also, if you know me from somewhere, feel free to friend me on Goodreads. But yeah, that's it. That's my February plans. I know it's a short month, so, and we're already a couple days into the month, so we'll see if I can tackle all these and more. Fingers crossed.